अमृतकलशविद्यां ज्ञानमुद्रां कराग्रे ददतमुरुककक्षं चन्द्रचूडं त्रिनेत्रं विधृतविविधभूषं दक्षिणामूर्तिमीडे। ॐ नमो भगवते दक्षिणामूर्तये मह्यं मेधां प्रज्ञां प्रयच्छ स्वाहा। ॐ नमो भगवते दक्षिणामूर्तये मह्यं मेधां प्रज्ञां प्रयच्छ स्वाहा। ॐ नमो भगवते दक्षिणामूर्तये मह्यं मेधां प्रज्ञां प्रयच्छ स्वाहा। ॐ ओंकार सिंह सर्वेन्द्राय नमः। ॐ ओंकारोद्यान कोकिलाय नमः। ॐ ओंकार नीलशुकराजे नमः। ॐ ओंकारारण्यकुञ्जराय नमः। ॐ नगराज सुताजानये नमः। ॐ नगराज निजालयाय नमः। ॐ नवमाणिक्यमालाढ्याय नमः। ॐ नवचन्द्रशिखामणये नमः। ॐ नन्दितशेषमौनीन्द्राय नमः। ॐ नन्दीशादिमदेशिकाय नमः। ॐ मोहानलसुधासाराय नमः। ॐ मोहाम्बुजसुधाकराय नमः। ॐ मोहान्धकारतरणये नमः। ॐ मोहोत्पलनभोमनये नमः। ॐ भक्तज्ञानाब्धिशीतांशवे नमः। ॐ भक्तज्ञानतृणालयाय नमः। ॐ भक्ताम्बोजसहस्रांशवे नमः। ॐ भक्तकेकिघनाघनाय नमः। ॐ भक्तकैरवराकेन्दवे नमः। ॐ भक्तकोकदिवाकराय नमः। ॐ गजाननादिसम्पूज्याय नमः। ॐ गजचर्मोज्ज्वलाकृतये नमः। ॐ गङ्गाधवलदिव्यांगाय नमः। ॐ गङ्गापङ्किलसज्जटाय नमः। ॐ गगनाम्बरसंवीताय नमः। ॐ गगनामुक्तमूर्धजाय नमः। ॐ वदनाब्धजिताब्जश्रिये नमः। ॐ वदनेन्दुस्फुरद्दिशाय नमः। ॐ वरदानैकनिपुणाय नमः। ॐ वनवीरोज्ज्वलत्कराय नमः। ॐ वनमाससमुल्लासाय नमः। ॐ वैरिकलोलुपाय नमः। ॐ तेजभुञ्जघनाकाराय नमः। ॐ तेजसामपि भासकाय नमः। ॐ विनेयानां तेजप्रदाय नमः। ॐ तेजोमयनजाश्रमाय नमः। ॐ दमिकानङ्गसङ्ग्रामाय नमः। ॐ दरहासजिताङ्गनाय नमः। ॐ दयारससुधासिन्धवे नमः। ॐ दरिद्रधनुषेवदये नमः। ॐ क्षीरेन्दुस्फटिकाकाराय नमः। ॐ क्षीरेन्दुमुकुटोज्ज्वलाय नमः। ॐ क्षीरोपहाररसिकाय नमः। ॐ क्षिप्रैश्वर्यफलप्रदाय नमः। ॐ नानाभरणमुग्धाङ्गाय नमः। ॐ नारीसम्मोहनाकृतये नमः। ॐ नागब्रह्मरसास्वादिने नमः। ॐ नागभूषिताय नमः। ॐ मूर्तिनिन्दितकन्दर्पाय नमः। ॐ मूर्तामूर्तजगद्वपुषे नमः। ॐ ज्ञानाक्रान्तमोभानवे नमः। ॐ मूर्तिमत्कल्पपादपाय नमः। ॐ तरुणादित्यसङ्काशाय नमः। ॐ तन्त्रीवादनतत्पराय नमः। ॐ तरुमूलैकनिलयाय नमः। ॐ तप्तजाम्बूनदप्रभाय नमः। ॐ तप्तपुस्तोलसत्पाणये नमः। ॐ तपुनोडुपलोचनाय नमः। ॐ यमसंयुपसत्कीर्तये नमः। ॐ यमसंयुमसंयुताय नमः। ॐ यतिरूपधराय मौनिने नमः। ॐ यतीन्द्रोपासविग्रहाय नमः। ॐ मन्दारहाररुचिराय नमः। ॐ मदनायुतसुन्दराय नमः। ॐ मन्दस्मितसलक्त्राय नमः। ओम मधुराधर पल्लवाय नमः। ओम मंजीर मंजुआब्जाय नमः। ओम मणिपट्टोल सत्कटये नमः। ओम हस्तांकुरित चिन्मुद्राय नमः। ओम हठयोग परोत्तमाय नमः। ओम हंसजप्यक्षमालाढ्याय नमः। ओम हंसे द्वाराद्य पादुकाय नमः। ओम मेरु शृंग तटोल्लासाय नमः। ओम मेघश्याम मनोहराय नमः। ओम मेधांकुरालवालाग्र्याय नमः। ओम मेधापक्वफलद्रुमाय नमः। ओम धार्मिकांतर्गुहावासाय नमः। ओम धर्ममार्ग प्रवर्तकाय नमः। ओम धामत्रय निचारामाय नमः। ओम धर्मोत्तम मनोरथाय नमः। ओम प्रबोधोद्गार दीपश्रिये नमः। ओम प्रकाशित जगत्र्याय नमः। ओम प्रज्ञाचंद्रशिलाचंद्राय नमः। ओम प्रज्ञामणिवराकराय नमः। ओम दवितात्मने नमः। ओम ज्ञातृज्ञातिविगाय नमः। ओम ज्ञानज्ञाद्वैत दिव्यांगाय नमः। ओम ज्ञातज्ञातिकुलागताय नमः। ओम प्रपन्न पारिजाताग्र्याय नमः। ओम प्रणतार्थप्तिवाडवाय नमः। ओम भूतानां प्रमाणभूताय नमः। ओम प्रपंचहितकारकाय नमः। ओम यत्तत्त्वमसि संवेद्याय नमः। ओम यक्षगेयात्मवैभवाय नमः। ओम यज्ञादिदेवतामूर्तये नमः। ओम यजमानवपुर्धराय नमः। ओम छत्राधिपति विश्वेशाय नमः। ओम चंद्रसामरसेविताय नमः। ओम छंदशास्त्रादिनिपुणाय नमः। ओम चरजात्यादिदूरगाय नमः। ओम स्वाभाविकसुखैकात्मने नमः। ओम स्वानुभूतिरसोददये नमः। ओम स्वाराज्यसम्पदध्यक्षाय नमः। ओम स्वात्माराम महामतये नमः। ओम हाटकाभजटाजूटाय नमः। ओम हासोदस्तारिमण्डलाय नमः। ओम हलाहलोज्ज्वलगलाय नमः। ओम हार्दग्रन्थिविमोचकाय नमः। ओम श्री मेधा दक्षिणामूर्ति स्वामिने नमः। ओम श्री दयानंद सद्गुरवे नमः। ओम श्री महेशानंद सद्गुरवे नमः। So, shall we do meditation today? ॐ प्रातर्स्मरामि हृदिशं स्फुरदात्मतत्त्वं सच्चित्सुखं परमहंसगतिं तुरीयं यत्स्वप्नजागर सुषुप्तमवैति नित्यं तद्ब्रह्म निष्कलमहं न च भूतसङ्गः। Let us start with chanting Om Namah Shivaya. You can just follow after me. I will do that twice. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya,
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 Om Namah Shivaya,
Om Namah Shivaya,
Om Namah Shivaya,
Om Namah Shivaya,
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
in the chanting of this Panchakshari Namah Shivaya, preceded by the name of Ishvara, Om, becomes meaningful if I understand the meaning of it. The vision of the Shastra, the Vedic vision is that even though there are changes in my life, changes in my experiences, upon understanding those changes occur in an entity, vastu, which is without a change. So this vastu, the entity, is called Vivarta Upadana Karanam. Upadana means the basic content, the material. Karanam means the cause, and Vivarta means an apparent change upon a non-change. Vivarta Upadana Karanam. Brahman, the Atma, is to be seen as the Vivarta Upadana Karanam in my life. I meditate upon the phenomena where clay becomes various forms. There may be a clay cup, a clay saucer, a clay flower pot, etc. Each of the forms has a name, a function, and a form. Each of them are caused by clay. The clay is the vivarta upadana karanam of the entire world of clay forms. Similar is Brahman as the vivarta upadana karanam of the entire spectrum of experiences. Let us see how. In the chanting of Om Namah Shivaya, I see how Shiva which is Brahman, the Atma, is to be seen as the vivarta upadana karanam. I meditate upon the various experiences. I see things, I feel them, I'm aware of the beginning and end of experiences impinging on myself. I touch solid objects. I see things. I smell the aroma. I hear sounds. I feel heat and cold, and so on. Things come into existence, stay there, and recede. I see them as forms functions, names, I contemplate upon the vivarta upadana karanam of my experiences. Like clay, remains the same even as changes are superimposed upon it. A clay cup is the name superimposed upon clay. The clay is never starting, never ending. Has no change. Similarly, all my experiences grow out of Shiva, Brahman, Atma, none other than I. Shiva is my Swarupa. How? Because it is Sat Swarupa. I the Shiva always am. I does not change. I contemplate on this fact. Aham Chit Swarupaha. I, the Shiva, is always in the form of knowledge. I know. I am and I know. Just as the clay remains the same, I, the Shiva, in the form of I am, and I am aware, remains the same. My experiences borrow my Swarupa, and get dissolved back into me. All experiences, the experience of touch, borrows its existence from me and dissolves back into me. Sounds, memory, feelings, the entire spectrum of experiences borrows its existence and its awareness from me. The I, the Shiva, never changes. It's common to all experiences, mine and others. So Shiva, Brahman, Atma, is the Vivarta Upadana Karanam of all life. It is the basis, the content, and the cause of everything. When I chant Om Namah Shivaya, the meaning is may I see that all experiences arise from Shiva, exist in Shiva, and dissolve in Shiva. Even when there are experiences, essentially they are Shiva. When I chant Om Namah Shivaya, I try to see the meaning by offering all changes Namaha means to offer. All changes into Shiva. When I chant Om Namah Shivaya, I offer my limited personality. Limited personality meaning experienced personality, my body, my thinking, everything. I see that it is nothing but a form of Shiva. When I chant Om Namah Shivaya, I offer my limited personality to Shiva, the Atma, the Brahman. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpadam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashyakritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Yomavat Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Rukarastvandakaro Vai Rukarastanivartakaha Andhakara Nirodhitvat Gururitya Vidhiyate Sadashivasabharambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Varavavahai Edasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let's chant 3 Karika verses, number 8, 9 and 10. Number 8. Apurvam sthani dharmo hi yatha swarga nivasinam tanayam prekshate gatva yathai veha sushikshitaha yathaiveha sushikshitaha swapna pravattavapi swapravittavapi stvantaha swapravittavapi stvantaha cetasa kalpitam tvasat bahishcheto grihitam sat drishtam vaithatyam etayoho jagrat vrittavapi stvantaha jagrat vrittavapi stvantaha cetasa kalpitam tvasat bahishcheto grihitam sat yuktam vaithatyam etayoho. So this is a very advanced text with a lot of very subtle ideas that we should appreciate. And if we don't appreciate, we should forgive ourselves, because these are really very very subtle ideas that we should try to grasp. So here the dialogue between a Siddhanti, a teacher of Vedanta, and a student of Vedanta is having with doubts about it. And this is exactly what our life is about. So, for example, our feeling about the life is that there are different experiences. The experience of dream is totally different, we are all aware of it, that there is some funny stuff that happens at night time where you are transported into a completely different realm, separated from this Jagrata Avastha, and then you give it up, and then you start in the morning and you attend a class, this is real stuff, and so on, and then after that, at the end of the day, you're tired, and then you go back to this. These are our experiences. And so, this is encapsulated in the word apurvam. So the word apurvam means unique, is encapsulating this idea that all experiences are different. Okay, this is only right now we are highlighting the two important stages of our life, which is Jagrata Avastha and Swapna Avastha. But this can also apply to all the other things. Everybody has their own experience. People are all different, and I am different. This is what comprises my normal thinking. Here, the Vedantin says, be a Manishi, as we saw in previously. So be a Manishi. Manishi means no. There is something more subtle to see between these so-called unique experiences. In fact, there is no unique experience. All of them are the same. So you say, what? What are you talking about? Yes, this is what we're talking about. And the wisdom comes in seeing the similarity of all experiences. And so forget about similarity of your experience as somebody else's experience. Even that is also very similar. But don't go that far. All you do is look at yourself and your own experiences and see the similarity on them. even though they appear to be all different, but they're really centric to one thing, and that is, as we saw in the meditation, Om Namah Shivaya. That really speaking, the Brahman, the Atma, the Shiva, which is Satchidananda, is the only reality between all experiences. All experiences, your entire life. There is no change whatsoever. This is the beauty of the creation. Amazing. There are different things that are happening, but nothing is happening. And so to start on that view, some analysis being given here. And so here in the verse number 8, as we saw last week also, we'll revise it for a little while and then we'll go forward. Both the Purva Paksha and Siddhanta is given. This is the style of the Karika. So the Purva Paksha means that the objection meaning that no, everything is all different, this is what life is. You stay within it, you're just trying to impute something which is not there. This is what is encompassed by the word apurva. So when you say apurva means unique, means they're all unique, they're all different. Why are you trying to get them all? And so here, as Swami Maheshananji explains in great detail, Gaudapada dismisses it with the word sthani dharma. So in the very first quarter of the verse, both the objection as well as the dismissal of the objection are given. Apurvam sthani dharmam hi. And here this is going to take a long time for us to really get into what does mean by sthani dharma, but I'll try my best to give you a summary in a short amount of time because there's so much to do. So, sthani dharma means, and as we saw last week also, that it is not a sthana dharma. It is not as though it is peculiar to a sthana, but it depends upon the person who is on the sthana. Sthani means one who is in the sthana. Sthana means a place. The one who abides in the place is called sthani, sthanin. And so the dharma about swapna and jagrata and all of those kinds of things are simply a variation of the sthani, not of the sthana. Means that, because if it is let us see what does that mean. What it means is that if it is a sthana dharma, then it is independent of the sthani. You see, this is what has to be appreciated. If it is a sthana dharma, means it is unique. And by the way, there is, I mean, if you're ever interested and we have enough time, this is the very basis of alternative spiritual thoughts, including Buddhism. And there's so much to do here. It's very interesting. Just to give you an idea, the Buddhists, and also not only the Buddhists, but also Nyayikas, or a lot of other people and so on, they don't believe in the Atma. There's no such thing as the Atma. What are you talking about? Amazing. Really just amazing. So what does that mean? That means, so here's the logic. Swami Maheshananji makes this very clear. He says that in order to prove something, you have to take an example of something which is very clear. So this is what is called paksha. If you want to do that, this might be good to just pause here and record that in your memory.
May not be. No, it was turned on.
It was on. I guess it may have turned it off. Chandra showed me how to do it the other day.
It's on the other side. Yeah, it's right there.
Okay. So now,
No signal.
yeah, we did this. So,
Just the source.
let's see why.
Press, press source.
Let me go back to it again one more time.
The garage. Input problem is switching.
Yeah, no, it's just not, hasn't recognized it, it's doing it.
Like someone tweaked it.
Ah, it's starting. Okay. So, so in order to prove something, there are two factors used. One is called paksha. And the English translation would be what is known and agreed upon. It's called paksha. And the second factor is called sadhya. Sadhya means to be established, not yet established, to be established. So here the example is, paksha is wherever there is a smoke, there is fire. So this is a law that may not be known by children, but eventually this is a fact that you have to, that there is no such thing as a smoke without a fire. So this is called paksha. And so now the sadhya is, in this example, that in a distance you see in a mountain smoke, black smoke, not the white mist or anything like that, but smoke. Now, you don't see the fire. So this is a very common example. Because and why the mountain is being used as an example, because there is a lot of growth, there is a lot of trees. And so the fire starts at the very bottom of the trees, and if you are seeing the mountain from a distance, you don't see the fire directly. Because if you see the fire directly, then this paksha and sadhya don't come into the picture at all. But here you don't see the fire, but you have to prove that there is fire. And you prove it by an established fact that whenever there is a smoke, there is fire. So this is the argument that is given. Okay? Now let us see what the Vadi here means, Purva Pakshi. The Vadi says the following. He says, wait a second. Whenever you cannot say that the dream is a paksha, the Siddhanti says that the dream is a paksha. Paksha meaning it is very well known to be non-real. The Siddhanti, the Vedantin says that the dream is something funny. It's not real. Real in the sense that the key thing really in the bottom of all of these arguments is that anything that starts and ends should be overlooked. Overlooked in the sense that you should not stop your thinking. So this is exactly what happens in our life. These are not theoretical things. We should see this. What happens is that if all your experiences that we have in our life, they are consisting of beginnings and ends. It's like a flow of a river where there are waves that are coming and growing, coming and going, but the whole river is a composite of all these changes, and it seems to be very constant. So exactly this is what happens in our life also, that we have so many experiences. The morning experience is gone, the afternoon experiences begin. After that is gone, the evening experiences begin. But something or the other is always going on. And if you segment the various experiences, there are a number of beginning and an end. But we are completely engrossed in that. There is nothing else that we need to really look at. All can we do is we react to the experiences, do the best we can in dealing with them, and so on and so forth. So this is the meaning that really I don't go beyond that. I take it for its face value and I just go with this. Vedantin says no. This we should keep in mind as the final way of dealing with it. And that means that really anything that starts and ends, you should go beyond it. Is there something that doesn't start and doesn't end? You see, as long as there is nothing which doesn't start and doesn't end, then you are justified in only dealing with things that begin and end. So here, connecting it to the, let's just take the Vadi. The Vadi here represents all the doubters, Buddhists, Nayayikas, Sankhyas, all kinds of people. They say there is nothing beyond changes. There is no Atma. There is nothing beyond a change. So stay with the change and try to deal with it as best as you can. So therefore the Vadi says that the swapna is not a paksha. You cannot say that the swapna, meaning the dream, is an established non-reality. You see, see this now. Says that when the Vedantin says that, you see, the swapna is non-reality, and so the Vadi raises the hand and says, wait a second, I don't accept that. Why don't I accept it? Because they are unique experiences. They are also real up to a point, and the Jagrat Avastha is also real up to the point. So we say no, that's not true, because whenever there is a beginning and an end, that does not constitute reality. There is something beyond that. And so the Vadi says, how? You don't have anything real which does not change at all, so I don't accept it. That there is, this is the way it is. They are all different. Then you have some swapnavasthas, so you have some jagratavastha, and this is what life is all about. To which the Siddhanti says, no, here's the thing. Let us look at the word bheda. So this is the argument of the paksha and the sadhya. So now you can do it two ways. Either you can say the beginning and end, anything which is beginning and end, and this we saw in the previous, in number 6. So look at number 6. Ādāvante cha yarnāsti vartamanepi tattatha vitathaihi sadrisha santaha avitatha iva lakshitaha. So this is the one which is the basic one, and that stays through the end, encompassing all the other arguments. But in the meantime, the doubts comes out. And the doubt, by the way, is not as though these are foolish people or anything. These are our doubts too. This is how we lead our life. So it's not as though we should criticize these foolish Buddhists and other. No. The fact of the matter is that the way our attitude is that there is nothing beyond that. This is what I'm dealing with every day. All morning through evening, changes. And I don't have the wisdom, no instruction, or the strength, whatever you may decide, to really go beyond that into non-change. So this is slowly leading us to that. Anyway, so the beginning end is the basic concept that we should adopt in the end. In the meantime, there is a corollary to this, and that corollary is encompassed by the word bheda. Bheda means difference. And what does that mean? That means drik, drishya bheda. Means there is a coupling, there is a couple. And the couple is seer seen. So when you say seer seen, it's not just the eyes, but the experiencer experienced. That's a better way to do it. Experiencer and experienced. So this coupling is called the Bheda coupling. Okay? And here is where the dialogue goes between the Siddhanti and the Vadi. Vadi means the one who objects, and Siddhanti is the one who is saying, this is not true. Look at it this way. The Vadi says that whenever there is Bheda, there is reality. In fact, it's interesting, Vadi says, you should say that just like the waking state has Bheda, means the experiencer, so Swapna also is also just as real as the Jagrata Avastha, because there also you have Bheda. So do not say that the swapna is the paksha and the Jagrat is to be established as unreal. Don't say that, because you have not established that this swapna is a paksha. It is not there. In fact, he says that it's just the opposite. Don't you see you have a lot of problems as the experiencer experience? Similarly, you have problems in the dream, and they're all unique. They happen for a short amount of time, this happens for a big amount of time. And so these arguments don't apply at all. So this is not true. This is the dialogue that occurs between them. So here the Siddhanti says, so here again, this is not a complete one yet. This is just introduction of some concepts and so on. Siddhanti says, when you say that whenever there is a bheda, whenever there is a difference, is it real by its own nature? Or do you have any proof for it? Okay? So again, it's very possible that it's not as though in this short time I will give you a complete rundown of both of them, but I just wanted to give you some more, and I may have to go back to another class to complete it. But here's another thing now. In the analysis of the Bheda, the Siddhanti says, let's move the discussion in the following way. And what is that? Whether the Bheda is its own nature which is called, this is the important thing to see, Swata Siddha. Swata Siddha means that this is the way it is. There's nothing else that you can do about it. Or it is dependent on a proof which is called Pramana Siddha. Pramana Siddha. Tell me, which of them is true? Is your thinking that it is just the way it is and it should be taken to be like that? Or do you have any proof for saying that this is the reality? So, to this, the answer to both of them is that the Vadi has neither, it says neither Swata Siddha nor Pramana Siddha. He says, don't bother me, it is the way things are. Don't inquire into it too much. And we ask the question, and we pose this question about the Swata Siddhatvam and Pramana Siddhatvam in order to say the following. Whatever is Pramana Siddha alone is Swata Siddha. and if it cannot be proven, it is not real. In fact, we can say that anything which is dependent is inert, jada, and whatever is independent is chetana, and here's the important thing. So this is what the Vedanta, Advaita Vedanta is based on, and something that we should really think about. What it says is that whatever is dependent, your experiences are dependent. So just like all the forms of a clay, as we saw in the meditation, are dependent, because there is no separate clay pot other than clay. So therefore the pot is dependent on the clay. So anything which is experienced is dependent on something else. And what is independent doesn't need to be proven, is not dependent on anything, is it already there as a nature. So the Atma doesn't need to be generated or proven or anything, it is already there. This is the basic argument that talks about the fact this is sthani dharma. Sthani dharma means that you are the one who think that you are not there, that you are dreaming, that this is a Jagrat avastha, this is a Swapna avastha. You are thinking that. You are already there. This is sthani dharma. There is nothing to do with sthana dharma. So this is not apurvam. This is how he closes the loop with it. There's a lot of arguments along with it, and we will establish it. I'm not sure that we can have enough time to do so just in today, because I want to move on to a couple of other topics. But I'll come back and close the loop for you in more clarity in the next few classes. Anyway, the summary of it is that really speaking, the Swapnavastha indeed is the Paksha. Swapnavastha is the Paksha, means it is established. How is it established? Because we know from our experiences that anything that comes and goes, I survive it. I survive it. And it is better to start thinking about the survivor rather than the experiencer. I mean, this is the genesis of the thinking that I should do. I should say that just like I survived the dream that has left very little wake in its, it has left very little impression on me. And that means that anything that starts and ends needs to be overlooked. You can enjoy it, you can suffer whatever you want to do, but it's just like a movie. Just like a movie. You go into a movie, you are a person. You see a movie for a while, you enjoy it or you cry or whatever, then you're back as a person. It is out of your system. That is the paksha. That is what is established. And you should use that as the paksha. That is the sthani dharma. Sthani dharma means that it just comes and goes. You remain the same. The person remains the same. And therefore, even the Jagrata Avastha is the same way. That is the sadhya. You see? So in the case of the Vedantin, the Swapnavastha is the paksha and the Jagrata Avastha is the sadhya. In the case of the Vadi, the Jagrata Avastha is the paksha and the Swapnavastha is the sadhya. We said no. It's the other way around. Then look at now the next verse. And I'm just going to close it on that, although there's some more detail that needs to be done. But I'm going to close on it and go to the next verse, which is very fascinating. Just look at this. In number 9, he says, let's just look at the word meaning of the verse number 9. Swapna pravattau apitu antaha chetasa kalpitam tu asat bahischetaha grihitam sat drishtam vaithatyam etayo. Let's look at this. Swapravittau apitu. I'm sorry, swapna, not swap. Swapna pravittau apitu. In the dream state itself, anything projected within by the mind is unreal. Bahishcheto grihitam, anything experienced outside the mind is real. Vaithatyam etayoho drishtam, the unreality of both experience is on waking. This is really important stuff. Here's what it says. Let's leave aside the word meanings and so on. So the Vadi says, listen, the swapna is the dream is a very peculiar state. The main thing is that let's look at the waking state. In the waking state, what happens outside the mind, like you're seeing things, that is real. And whatever happens inside the mind is unreal. You can imagine some things as being good, something as bad. This whatever you want to do, there's nothing to do with it. The main thing is that people are what they are. That is real. And this doesn't happen in the swapna, because in the swapna both of them disappear. In other words, the whole swapna is gone and there is nothing, so they are completely different from each other. Vedantin says no. And this is an important thing to see, really. Vedantin says if you analyze the dream, in the dream also you have this phenomena of reality and unreality. How? What happens is, in the dream also, you have internally in your mind and outside your mind. How? Give an example. The example is that in a dream, you can say, like you are driving, and some car comes in from the other side. And in the dream you say, oh my gosh, this car is going to hit me. Just like we do in the Jagrata Avastha. So we have some fears, we have some regrets, we have some thinking and so on and so forth. In the dream state you also have the same thing. This car is going to hit me. And it's very possible that the car has actually hit you. It was careening out of control and it just got into your lane and hit you. So in the dream also, you have an internal thought and an external event, no different than the Jagrata Avastha. So this is what the verse number 9 is saying. So just now look at it. He says, Swapna vrittau api tu antaha chetasa kalpitam tu asat. Whatever in the Swapnavastha also, whatever is imagined by you as a dreamer, this is called asat. Bahishcheto grihitam tu sat. Whatever is outside your mind, because in the dream that also happens. There are accidents happen. There are unpleasant things that happen. You have no control over them. In the dream also you have thoughts about them. You have opinions about them. Just like you have Jagrata Avastha. There is no difference. Absolutely no difference. This is what we have to really see. That please do not dismiss the dream as something unrelated to my Jagrata Avastha. That is not true. In the dream, exactly the same. In fact, when you are dreaming, you don't feel that I am dreaming. You do exactly as a Jagrata Avastha. You have thoughts, you have external things that affect you, you have wounds. Of course, the laws governing the wounds and so on and so forth are different. If you get a wound in the Jagrata Avastha, it takes a long time. There you can dismiss it within a few seconds. That's a different thing altogether. But in terms of your experiences, there are no differences between the Swapna and the Jagrata. And why do we say that? It's not like we are just theoretically saying it. What we are saying is that in the Jagrata Avastha, you should see this as something that is like a dream. And what do you mean we should see it like a dream? It means it is just like the dream also has no effect on you. The Jagrata Avastha will have no effect on you. On which person will it have not an effect? This is what we have to see. On which person it has no effect. It means there is a survivor. And I think I've mentioned to you now, I've been very impressed by the pointing out by Swami Maheshananji that how many lives we have taken. We have had no effect other than it leaves some impressions on our mind, our experiences, our vasanas, our our personalities and so on. Nothing is left. And it is better that you start looking at yourself after this movie is over. And first thing you have to do is to convince yourself that this is also a movie. This is also like Swapna. So the entire set of arguments here given by Gaudapadacharya is to convince you, do not waste your time in being so involved in life as though there is nothing else beyond it. There is a lot behind it. Convince yourself. You have to convince yourself. We are only giving you the arguments that Gaudapada says. You say, no, the dream is very different because, that is all gone. Here, I do have some dreamlike experiences. I do daydreaming. But really there is something outside of that which is reality. No. This is exactly what happens in dream also. And as I mentioned to you before, I feel that Ishvara has given us a very good example. The whole Mandukya is about this, the three states, the sleep, dream, and how we can gain from an understanding of that. This is the crux of the whole Vedantic thinking. And the crux is that the sooner we start investigating about the non-real nature of the Jagrata Avastha, just like the Swapna Avastha, the better off you will be. Please, this is the ending of your, dreaming is okay, movies are okay, but do something serious for heaven's sake. Don't waste all of your time playing with movies and so on and so forth. Get something which is lasting, which is real, which is yourself. And right now you're not even investigating that. Why? Because you're so busy in enjoying, like the movie is very real, and really yet it does seem very real. You're so involved in the plot of it, you're enjoying it. Fine, do it. But think about something which is more real. So this is the sense of these verses by Gaudapada. Very beautiful, really. So now let's just close off on this one point. He says that even in Swapna vrittau apitu antaha. In Swapna also you have this bheda, this difference that occurs between internal and outside. But when it is over, both of them becomes Vaithatyam. While you are dreaming, you do make a distinction between internal and outside, but both internal and outside are both gone. Similarly, and in fact this is what happens in number 10. Yes, we can just take that actually. So, Jagrat vittau apitu antaha chetasaha kalpitam tu asat bahishcheto grihitam sat yuktam vaithatyam etayo. Yeah, we should take both of them. So you see, number 9 is to establish the paksha. Number 9 establishes the paksha. What is the paksha? That anything that has a experiencer relationship, and one of the elements of this experiencer relationship is that some of it will seem internal and some of it will feel external. Your distinction will be based on, this is only my manoratha, this is only my own thinking, this is not real. And then things happen outside, just like the example I gave, that you may think that, oh my God, this guy is driving too fast, he may run into me. Now, this is just your own thinking. He may run into you, he may not run into you, that is not established yet. But this is all your fears, thinking. And then he may run into you or he may not run into you. That happens. So you do have this distinction between internal and external in the dream. But anything which has this bheda between internal and external is both are going to disappear. Both are going to disappear. This is the paksha. This is the paksha, meaning that this is what happens in the dream. And if you don't think about it, next time you should think about it, because this is a fact. Next time you dream, you will see this. This is what happens. Now the sadhya is that the same thing is true for Jagrat Avastha, which is given in number 10. Jagrat vittau apitu antaha cetasa kalpitam tu asat bahishcheto grihitam sat yuktam vaithatyam etayo. You look at the English translation from Swami Paramarthananda. In the waking state also, anything that is projected within by the mind is indeed unreal. Anything experienced outside by the mind is real. The unreality of both is reasonable. You cannot establish that they are fundamentally different. They are not fundamentally different. They may be different in duration. Like I drew that diagram where there was a little blip and then the other one is kind of long. That happens all the time. There are differences. But there is no fundamental difference. So this is the argument given in these verses. So we'll continue on that. So these are advanced verses, really. You can see. This is why Mandukya is learnt at the very end. And also the Mandukya is just the stating of the facts that Om, this is the culmination of my thinking, that it has 3 stages, and this is what it is. Then the Karika starts to analyze it. Is this really true? And in the first section, which was some Karika, it only explained what the Mandukya is saying. In the second section, which is what we are doing now, the analysis by yukti is being given, as you know very well. And so this yukti requires us to follow the subtlety of the arguments and to think about it and imbibe them in our thinking. This is how we have to grow. Because my normal tendency is not to be a manishi. I just take things as they are and I deal with it as best as I can, and it seems to work for a while. It's like just seeing a movie. I'm enjoying it, it's okay, the movie is going to end pretty soon. And we have to really start thinking about, because the movie is gone. I was just making some money and so on and so forth. Now who am I? What is left behind me? I have to deal with myself. And the sooner you start to deal with yourself, the better off you will be. This is the reason for all this thinking and so on. So with that, I'll end and entertain any questions that you may have. Om Swasti Prajabhyah Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahishaha Go Brahmanebhyah Shubhamastu Nityam Loka Samastha Sukhino Bhavantu Kale Varshatu Parjanyaha Prithvi Sasya Shalini Desho Yam Shobharahitaha Brahmana Santu Nirbhayaha Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Putrani Pashyantu Ma Kachid Dukha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Satgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityo Ma Amritam Gamaya Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Guru Pyo Namaha Hari Om.
In dream, are we aware of the fact that this is external, this is internal?
Yes, of course. Yes, yes. Very much so. Yeah. That's exactly what that example that I gave is illustrated of that. That in the dream you have some internal thoughts. You know. So if you analyze the dream, you'll find there's a lot of stuff where you are just thinking on your own. There is no interaction with the outside world. And then there is some interaction with the outside world. So both are there in the dream also.
And
Now,
I'm aware of that in the dream.
No, yes, you are aware of that in the dream. You don't say this is just a dream, because really the two are identical. You just have an experience. And that experience has two components to it, one internal, one outside. Yeah, very much so. Yeah, because the dream, you see, that's the thing. You cannot say, oh, this is just a dream. I'm going to be waking. That doesn't happen. Everything happens very quickly, but while it is happening, the elements of what happens there are the similar to the ones which is Jagrata Avastha. Yeah, this has to be seen. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yes, in the case you gave about in the Jagrata Avastha,
Yeah.
the internal thought and external experience occurring simultaneously, self is present in both experiences.
Yes, yes, very much so.
If the self is wakening you up, some peril is on the way, waken up, be ready. And then you go through that external experience peacefully.
I know what you're talking about. You had an experience. This fellow, Satish, was driving and on the freeway, and there was stop and go traffic, and they were all driving very fast. So he was thinking, I hope nobody runs back into me because this is happening. Next thing I know, somebody ran into him. Very much. What speed? Were you able to tell? Did they have that established, the speed with which you got hit?
Sorry?
What speed you got hit by? Have they established that?
By the other driver's own words to the police, 60 miles an hour.
60
In
miles.
his own words.
That means probably more than that.
Could be 80.
Because he is.
Yes.
Can you believe that? How this guy has survived, I tell you, I have no idea. But he wrote to me exactly on this point, very interesting point, that just before it happened, he was hoping that, I hope this doesn't happen to me.
The car is total, right? And I held to the steering. As it's going to happen, I held to the steering. That saved me, hitting the head on the screen.
It's funny because, I'm sorry, it was funny when I was just thinking of this is the example I thought of.
Yes, right.
When I gave this example, exactly this is the way, because there was an internal and external. Sorry, Kalpana.
So I'm just saying, that's like a divine experience, right? That the divine is watching out for you and saving you.
Yeah, I mean, for somebody hitting you at 60 miles per hour,
Be ready for it.
one should not survive that, but he did. It's just amazing. Incredible.
Is that something you look at it as intuition, as like when the dreaming and the waking state?
No, it's just, there's nothing,
No.
there's nothing. It's just, all it is pointing out is, Gaudapada is pointing out so beautifully, is that listen, do not try to dismiss dream as inapplicable. It's very applicable. The sooner you... This is exactly the whole... See the arguments, this is so beautiful. I really enjoyed it, just thinking about it. When you say this is apurvam, see the gist of this argument? When you say apurvam, that means that no, they don't apply, that was just a dream. But you're saying that now. You cannot say that in your dream. Because in the dream it is exactly the same. Not exactly, but basically, fundamentally the same. So all they are saying is that all the elements of your personality as you are now, you have your own thoughts, your own samskaras, your own vasanas, how you take your experiences to be, how you take people to be, are they friendly, not friendly. This is the world you live in. This is internal. And then there is an external world that you cannot, you have to pay taxes. It's an external world. What you may think you don't have to pay taxes, but they'll get you sooner or later. You have to pay for it. This is the external. This is what constitutes your Jagrata Avastha. The same thing is happening in the dream, my friend, is what Gaudapada is saying. Yeah.
When we do this analysis, though, when I look at the dream, then I was an individual in the dream. And that individual in the dream is also an idea.
Yes.
So if I compare that to here, then it helps to melt away my idea of individuality right here and now.
So this individuality is also an idea. There's no reality to it. Absolutely. The only reality is Ishvara, Brahman, Shiva. That's the only reality there is. This is also exactly like that. I'm superimposing some kind of a... And so this is what will come later on, that whenever there is a Bheda, duality, I think we covered that a little bit before also, that whenever there is a duality, you see, it's very interesting, the duality, non-duality is not understood properly. Duality is not understood because it means that there is a duality between Atma and Anatma. See, this is the thinking. You see, this is an important thing to see. That our thinking is that, okay, the Vedanta is teaching us that we are the Atma, we are not the Anatma. So there is a duality between Atma and the Anatma, right? This is not what the duality is. The duality means there is no duality. That means and in fact the only duality that occurs is between an experiencer and the experienced. Both of them are not real. So I as an individual is also equally unreal as the outside experiences. But then I don't go into that. I am real. This is me. Because I don't know what else who I am. And so my wrong reality as an individual propels me into stopping to think about anything else. This is me. For bad or good, whatever it is, I accept my name and so on and so forth. Not so. Until I'm giving up both of the duality. So to close off, the duality is not between Atma and Anatma. It is between the experiencer and the experienced. And both of them are not real, and in fact it is only non-dual. Only the Atma is the non-dual. Anyway, so there's a lot to be thought about and explained, and so we will do so. Yes, sir.
I have a question on, we wrote about Paksha and Asadhya.
Yes.
And give example of black smoke
Yes.
from the mountain. So Sadhya is smoke.
Sadhya is that there is in fact fire in the mountain.
Yeah.
That is the sadhya.
Fire is the
Fire is the sadhya.
Somehow in your note I was confused.
Okay, sorry, I'll look at it again, yeah.
So the mountain and the smoke are the instrument to be able to establish that there is a fire?
Correct. Not the mountain, but just the fire. Just the smoke. Yeah. The mountain is only there because it is not the case where, like a diya, you can easily see if there is fire or not. But in the mountain, the fire can be hidden. So it is kind of like a sahakari karanam, you can say, yes. You can say it's a supporting karanam. But the main karanam is the black smoke, which is the paksha. And the sadhya is that there is in fact fire. Because it's very possible that, let's say you're going in a car and there are some children there. And you say, oh, there is fire. And the children say, I don't see any fire. What are you talking about? You'll say, wait till you wait for a while, the whole tree will be on fire. It is definitely fire. So the fire is the sadhya and the smoke is the paksha. So in our example, the dream is the paksha and the Jagrata Avastha is the sadhya. And the Vadi says, no, it's not even clear to me that the dream is a paksha. Because in the dream also there is some peculiar experiences. This is also another experience, that is also another experience. So we said no. It has to be seen that it is a vivarta upadana karanam. Everything is nothing but vivarta alone. The dream is also just a simple form as it is. So yeah. Okay, so will be no class next